there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marley and today we're going to be talking about my May TBR. So all of the books that I would like to get to in May. If you've not already, please like, comment, and subscribe as I post bookish videos every week. So to start out this TBR, I'm going to be sharing the book that I'm going to read for Buzzwordathon. It is a bookish challenge going on the whole year that's organized by Books and Lala. And basically there is a challenge for each month. And for the month of May, the challenge is to read a book that has a direction in the title. So up, down, left, right, that kind of thing. So I decided to go with Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This is a, I guess, YA contemporary book that I believe is written in verse, so poetry, but it's very, very popular and I've heard really good things. I believe it's won a bunch of awards as well. I believe it is about this young boy whose brother has recently died and then he wants to get revenge or something, so he grabs a gun and is on his way down an elevator. And I think the whole book takes place with him on this elevator making his way down. The elevator stopping at each floor, and at each floor like a different person is coming on that I think maybe is like related to him or his brother. And so I imagine we're seeing different kind of like flashbacks and things like that. I just know that like the whole story takes place on this elevator going down, and I think it's about this boy trying to make a decision about what he's going to do with this gun that he has, if he's going to take revenge or whatever for his brother. So I think it's going to be a very emotional and impactful story, and I imagine it'll be a pretty quick read if it is poetry as well. Then I really want to read Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is coming out on May 3rd, so I really want to like immediately pick it up and probably do a reading vlog for it, how I sometimes do vlogs that are about an individual book. But I know, actually, do I even know the plot of this? All I know is I love Emily Henry and I have loved Beach Read and People We Meet on Vacation. They're some of my favorite romances that I've read. So this is her new release and that's really all I needed to know. The fact that it's called Book Lovers is really cute too, because obviously all of us readers are book lovers. But from what I can recall, I think it's about people who work in the publishing agency, and I think it's another enemies to lovers, so more similar to Beach Read than the friends to lovers that we saw in People We Meet on Vacation. So I'm really excited for that because that's probably like my favorite romance trope. But yeah, stay tuned for that vlog where I'll talk more about what this book's actually about, and I'm hoping that I can convince my book club that I have to read this as our monthly book club, because I think they will all enjoy this book as well. Then I would really like to get to A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. If you've been following my channel for a while, you might have seen that I've read the first two. Is it only the first two? Yeah, the first two books in the ACOTAR series, and I've really enjoyed them. I've given them both 5 stars. So this is the third one in the series. So I just really like to continue on with it. If you guys haven't heard of this series, it is a fantasy about this girl named Feyre, who is a human girl that like hunts and stuff for her family, kind of like a Katniss Everdeen situation. And then one day she accidentally kills a fairy. So the fairy king comes and is like, you have to come stay in my court as punishment. And so then she just gets wrapped up in all of the fairy politics and stuff. She ends up falling in love with 1 or 2 fairies, and it's a very entertaining series. I'm a little nervous for this one just with how the last one left off. There were a couple things I didn't love regarding the main romance that I wish were done differently, but the fact that I've just been enjoying this series so much gives me hope that I'll still, for the most part, really like this one. Then as always, I'm going to be doing a secret themed reading vlog, and I never share what the theme is in my TBRs, but I always kind of reveal what the books are anyways. Normally people cannot really figure out what the theme is. So for that vlog, I want to read Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is a YA fantasy book, the first in a series, and I know it is about these 2 sisters and like a magical circus and magical competition. So yeah, the one sister ends up getting kidnapped, and then it is up to the other sister to find her, and it's a part of this like magical competition called Caraval. Sounds fun, but I've definitely heard mixed things about this series. I've definitely seen people enjoy the first one and then not read the rest, and I've seen people just from the start not really enjoy it, but I'm not that critical of a reader, so I just think I will have a fun time with this one, and I find the covers so pretty. Then I would also like to read In a Dark Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. I am making my way through all of Ruth Ware's backlist. I'm very close to being caught up, so of course I just want to continue reading all of her books. I'm not really getting blown away by her books, but they're pretty solid reads for me. But this has a very solid sounding plot that I am very intrigued by. It is about our main character who gets invited to this party in the woods, maybe some sort of like girls' weekend away, I think, and then they realize that they are not alone in these woods, and then it sounds like we flash forward, we just know that someone died, and our main character is trying to piece together what happened during that weekend. So sounds like a great mystery. I'm sure I will fly through it. And then lastly for that vlog, I would like to read The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. This is a horror classic. I really just know what everyone kind of knows about this tale, that it's about this man who has an alter ego that is evil. I don't really know much more than that. I haven't had a lot of luck with classics, but last year when I read 2 horror classics in a vlog, Frankenstein and Dracula, I actually did quite enjoy the horror classics more than I enjoyed some of the other ones I've read. Although I guess is Dorian Gray is kind of horror, and like I didn't enjoy that. No, I don't think that one would be horror. I don't know. But I have more hope for like the horror sci-fi classics than like Jane Austen. So we'll see how this one goes. A little nervous still. And then for the rest of my TBR, I basically just want to catch up on books that I'm kind of behind on. So one of those I think is going to be Where Dreams Descend, which was on my April TBR, and I just don't think I'm going to get to it this month. I know April's not done when I'm filming this, but I just have a feeling that I'm not going to get to it due to being behind in my reading schedule, due to mostly just being busy. So I would like to get to this one if I don't get to it in April. And this is another circusy story, so that should be fun to read along with Caraval. I can definitely like compare the two. And then the only other thing I'd like to work on perhaps is Crescent City or A House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. If you guys don't know, I started this book back in December and I put like a soft DNF on it because I really was not enjoying it. And I've kind of been like plugging away at it here and there if I have time. I can't remember how far I am in it. It might be like 40% and it might be less than that. But I'd really just like to maybe like plug away at it a little bit more. But I will say like I really am not enjoying this. And if I was a normal person, I would probably just DNF it. But because of the hype surrounding Sarah J. Maas, I just do want to read all of her books. So we'll see if I can make any more progress with this. But this is an adult fantasy. It's about a girl who I think is like half human, half fae. Her best friend gets murdered along with like the rest of her pack because her friend was like a werewolf, and it's kind of like a fantasy but then also mystery of like who did this crime, and she's trying to solve it along with the help of an archangel. I think that's the plot. So this is my TBR. Stay tuned to see if I manage to read all these books or not. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.